Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. The subject of my vlog today is why the Western democratic thinking doesn't always work in the Philippines. But before I get started, let me welcome my new viewers and new subscribers. Thank you so much for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of my channel. It's truly been amazing. I'll never take that for granted. Well, the Philippines is open. Y'all over here already, a lot of you, and more coming and on the way. I just want to talk to you about something that seems to inhibit our chances of having a better time while we're here. It doesn't matter whether you're going to be here 2 weeks, 2 years, 2 months, or the rest of your life. This Western democratic thinking that we bring with us doesn't always work over here. Now, I didn't say it didn't work. I said it doesn't always work. And you say, well, what is Western democratic thinking, Calvin? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's simply this. We're know-it-alls. We think we know everything. I mean, I could stop right there, but it wouldn't be any fun. The video wouldn't be any fun. But here's some examples. We think that the rules are the same everywhere. There has to be an explanation, and the explanation has to make sense to me, or it doesn't wash. Let's see, what else? We can't disagree and get along. It's either my way or the highway. And I've been coming over here on and off for 13 years. And it took me a long time to let go of a lot of my thinking. Some of it works for me over here, but most of it doesn't, because you're in the Philippines. You're going to be wasting a lot of time trying to figure out stuff that doesn't make sense to you. And it's never going to make sense because you're on the other side of the planet. You're in a different hemisphere. I'll give you, here's the business analogy that I always give people. This is our Western thinking, by the way. If I owned a business and I said, you know what, I want to move Sunshine Shoulder Manufacturing to the Philippines because, number one, labor is cheaper over here. Number two, the cost of doing business is cheaper. And three, this is a big one, profit margin is larger. You would think he's a sharp businessman. That's a great plan, right? But if I decide to move myself over here, which, by the way, I'm my own business, for those same exact reasons, then I'm a loser. I can't make it in my home country. I can't get a woman over there. You know, y'all heard it on and on, but that's the sort of thinking that we bring over here. Now, if you're going to be here for 2 weeks, I've got something for you too in here, so don't feel bad. Because you say, well, hell, I'm 50 years old. I'm from the West. So I've got Western thinking. All right. Here's some of the things that we're taught that stop us from really having the time of our lives when we get over here. We're intimidated by beauty. I mean, if you're going to lie to yourself and don't be honest with yourself, this video is not going to help you. You're not going to relate to it. Raise your hand up if you don't treat people who are beautiful better. We seem to think, and this is just our thinking, that beautiful people are more superior for some reason. They get the better jobs. They get the promotions. You know the story. So when you get over here, it's going to inhibit you from really having the women or the man that you want. Because the most beautiful people over here, there's no reason to be afraid of them. There's no reason to let them intimidate you because they don't even know they're beautiful. See, the most beautiful Filipinas are here. They're not in Germany. They're not in France, Italy, or Australia. They're here. The cream de la cream of Filipinas is in the Philippines. And it's that sort of thinking is going to stop you in your tracks. You're going to be afraid to say hello to these beautiful women over there. Your hands are going to start itching. Your lips are going to start twitching. And you're not going to say anything. You're going to walk right by him. Meanwhile, you see Joe Blow over here, because we say it all the time. Oh, I saw this guy, man, this beautiful woman, man. He was lucky. No, he wasn't lucky. He was courageous. He had the nerve to say hello, introduce himself, and start speaking. That's why a lot of us, man, we end up with people, men and women over here, that we really don't want. We're really not satisfied with because we're intimidated by beauty. We bring that thinking from the West over here. Let me give you another example of Western democratic thinking and how it trips us up when we come over here. We think we've seen it all. Yeah, we think we've seen it all, so nothing over here is going to impress you. You go to Manila Bay and you see the sunset on Manila Bay. Oh, it's no big deal. You see those big waves coming in Surigao. I've seen that, been there, done that. See, we think we've seen it all. There's nothing that moves us. We're not easy to impress. We bring that over here, so we walk around as if, oh, I've seen it all. I'm not impressed. And you end up missing out on some of the most beautiful sights that you'll ever see. That's the type of thinking that we bring over here. I'm going to tell you, this is a dry joke, but it kind of explains to you our way of thinking when we get over here from the West. There was 3 prisoners about to be executed. There was a priest, there was a doctor, and there was a know-it-all. So here comes the priest. It's his turn. They say, priest, what's your last words? He said, please forgive me of my sins. And the guillotine comes down and stops 2 inches from his neck. They say, surely this man is innocent. We got to let him go. They let him go. It's the doctor's turn. They say, doctor, you have any last words? He says, physician, heal thyself. The guillotine comes down and stops 1 inch from his neck. They say, surely this guy is innocent. Please let him go. It's time for the know-it-all. And they say, know-it-all. Do you have any last words? He says, yes. If you tighten the bolt on the left, the guillotine will work just fine. See, that's the sort of thinking that we bring over here, guys. And if you're going to be here for 2 weeks, man, you're going to say, well, hell, I can't get rid of it in time. Yeah, you can, because you're going to see stuff over here that's not going to make sense to you. And you're going to waste a lot of time trying to figure it out. Don't try to figure it out. This is the Philippines. It doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to. And it will never make sense to you. Our thinking is different. You'll see stuff like this. They'll get finished eating. There's food on the plate. And instead of going and scraping the plate into the garbage, they'll put it in the sink. And it'll drive you crazy. You'll be like, why don't you scrape that plate first? No, what happens is when everybody's done eating, the person who washes the dishes scrapes a plate into a container. Then they'll set it outside for the dog or the pig or whatever. But that's the sort of thing that we'll see, because here's what happens. This is our thinking again. Our reality is the only reality. Where we come from is the end. Nothing else is out there. See, so again, it goes back to the rules are the same everywhere. And because you do it one way in your country, you think they do it the same way all around the world. And you say, well, Calvin, that's not true. It is. Every single video that I do, if I talk about relationships, if I talk about men giving money away, this and that, you come back and you say, oh, they do that everywhere. No, they don't. You're going to see some stuff over here that's not going to make sense to you. I'm not talking about culture shock. I'm talking about your thinking, because you're in the Philippines and they do this every single day. This is their way of life. But in your mind, you're going to say something's wrong. So I want to talk to you today. You remember, guys, I just started the conversation. The Philippines is open. A lot of you are here already. A lot of you are on your way. Some of you are coming right now. And this Western democratic thinking that we bring over here, it doesn't always work all the time. I didn't say it doesn't work. I said it doesn't work all the time. We're know-it-alls. We think we've seen it all. So we're not impressed when you see the white sand beach, when you see these sandbars over here. You're like, how in the world did this sandbar get out here a mile out, a half a mile out here in the ocean, and nothing else is around it? You're going to see spectacular stuff like that. I've got a volcano behind me. You think just because I see it every day, it doesn't impress me? It does. But when I first got over here, it was like, oh, it's just another volcano. I hope the damn thing don't blow up. That was my thinking. There has to be an explanation. And the explanation has to make sense to me. Otherwise, it doesn't wash, guys. We can't disagree and get along. It's either my way or the highway. We're going to argue. So I just, want to start the conversation, give you something to think about when you get over here, because this sort of thinking, it inhibits our chances of having the best time that we should have over here. The time of our lives, by the way. You come 8,000 miles, man, you're on the other side of the time zone. See, that kind of stuff don't impress you because you've seen it on Fox or you've seen it on CNN, but you've never seen it really up close, guys. A lot of that stinking thinking, that's what they call it. You're going to see some crazy stuff over here, man. And it's not going to make sense to you. When I went up in them mountains for the first time, where my son lives, I went up there with his mother. And this is my Western thinking. I'm looking around, I'm thinking like, where's the bathroom? There's no bathroom up here. That don't make sense. How are they using the bathroom? Knowing good and well, if I thought it all the way through, I would say, they're probably going over there in the jungle over there, using the bathroom, wiping their behind on a leaf or grass. See, but my thinking is, if they don't have a flushing toilet like they do in Louisville, Kentucky, they're less than. See, because remember, my reality is the only reality. If you don't live like I live and on the standard that I live, then I'm going to look down on you. I'm going to think you're inferior. That's our thinking, guys. And I'm just trying to tell you that you got to let a lot of that stuff go. You're not going to be able to do it all in 2 weeks. But money is another thing that gets us mixed up over here. I'm thinking about money. See, money, we're obsessed with money in the West. And if nothing else, money can solve it. If I just have enough money, I'm going to be okay. So we come over here and we don't understand the economics in the Philippines. We gladly overspend because we don't understand the peso. We don't understand this economy. We think, it's the same as it is in England or the UK. Everything looks like a deal. Sometimes it's okay to pay the skin tax, is what they call it. I'll give you an example. Because you're trying to give back. You're trying to help. Our tennis coach, we got a tennis coach over here. And I know he doesn't work. He doesn't have a job. So he sold us his extra racket yesterday. He sold it to us for 3,500 pesos. I know that the tennis racket is worth no more than 2,000 pesos. Okay, so I went ahead and paid the extra 1,500 because I know he's not working. I know he doesn't have a job. Okay, that's because I've gotten rid of that Western thinking, a whole lot of it, and I've acclimated to the sort of thinking that works over here in the Philippines. I haven't let it all go because a lot of your common sense is still going to work over here. A lot of the things that they do over here, we can see it coming from a mile away. You don't want to lose that. But that Western democratic thinking of, we're intimidated by beautiful women. You are, guys. You're watching me. And 99 out of 100 of you guys are scared to death of beautiful women. Raise your hand if you don't treat beautiful people differently. We do. We put them on a pedestal. They get the best jobs. They get the promotions. They become models. They become celebrities. But they put their pants on the same way we do. They bleed like we do. When they got to use the bathroom, they go in there and use the toilet like we do. But we're intimidated. We're taught that. That's it. We're indoctrinated with that in the West. And when we bring it over here, it stops us from speaking to and introducing ourselves to some of the most beautiful women here. Who, by the way, don't even think they're beautiful. So I just wanted to start this conversation. Have you guys to just think. Some of this stuff that you've been taught your whole life, it's not going to do you any good over here because you're no longer at home. You're in the Philippines. You got to let some of that stuff just slide down your back and let it go. That Western democratic thinking. It doesn't always work in the Philippines. A lot of stuff you see over here is not going to make sense. It's not supposed to make sense, and it never will. You're in the Philippines, okay? So thank you so much for stopping by today. Just a video that I wanted to talk to you about because a lot of you are here already. The Philippines is open. A lot of you are on your way. A lot of you are coming right now as we speak. And I just wanted to let you know that you're going to see some stuff over here you've never seen before. It's going to knock your socks off. Try to be amazed. Try to be open-minded. And I tell you what, don't let that Western thinking inhibit you from having the time of your life over here, or a better time than you're going to have otherwise. So if you're in America, it's early, you're about to get up and go to work, go to the gym, get a cup of coffee, a newspaper. You see somebody on the street, or wherever you see them, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. If you're in the Philippines, I guess it's about 6 p.m. It's almost pitch black. You're ready to get pitch black out here. I hope you were able to help somebody today. Not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. If you see, my wall is essentially complete. I was going to upload the video today, but I'm going to have to wait because I'm going to go ahead and let the electrician put the outside lighting on and make it really look nice for you guys. But it's done, really. That's the only thing that's left to do. Put the outside lights. And about this time, I'm going to come out here and do the video. It's really looking nice. I'm so happy, guys. So thank you so much. I'm at 32,000 subscribers, man. Thank y'all. I really appreciate it. Take care.